So let's have a look at some example shots taken with the Sigma 24 to 35 f2. This is just a little scene that I've set up here. So I've just taken a few shots at both 24 and 35mm at a variety of different f-stops, f2, then you'll see f4 here, and then f5.6 coming up later. Let's now crop in 200% on those same images and just have a look at how well the lens is resolving. Let's have a look at the out of focus areas and the sort of image depth that you're getting with the lens here. So you can see you can get a very shallow depth of field on a full frame sensor when it's wide open. So now let's have a look at the focus throw. It's got a relatively short focus throw, this lens, but as you can see, it's quite smooth. There's very little focus breathing. It's very well controlled, and for video work, it really allows you to be able to do, quite nice little focus throws with this lens and keep it very smooth and accurate. Let's now have a look at the sharpness of this lens. As you can see here, even wide open at f2, the lens is extremely sharp. It's sharp across the zoom range, doesn't matter whether it's 24, 28, 30, 35mm. It is very, very sharp. As you can see, the performance gets even better when you start stopping it down to say f4 and f5.6. I think the lens works particularly well at f4. It's a little bit softer at f2, but it's still very, very good. If we now crop in 300% on that image and just have a look at the sharpness, and as you can see here, even at f2, very sharp considering this is a 300% crop in. Here again, you can see at f4, you can see how it cleans up and improves and is exceptionally sharp, and the same at sort of f5.6. Not a huge difference between f4 and f5.6. It's very, very sharp. Even at the different focal lengths you can see here with the examples, but you got to remember this is a 300% blow up, and it's retaining an awful lot of detail and resolution. Let's have a look at bokeh now. So as we can see here, the lens produces some nice results, whether it's at 35mm or 24 or any other focal lengths. Nice round, pleasing bokeh, nice to look at. If we now crop in 200% on that image, you can see how just how well the chromatic aberration is maintained. It is a zoom lens, so just how well does the zoom work in manual operation? Well, here you can see some examples here. I'm just manually zooming the barrel with my fingers. It's quite nice and smooth. You can get some nice results here. You can either go in quite fast, or it allows you to do these very slow sort of pull-outs, as you can see in the example here. It's not too bad. I mean, it's very usable for video. So how does the lens cope with lens flare? Well, let's have a look here. This is wide open at f2 at 24mm, and I'm shining a torchlight directly down the barrel. Here you can see what it looks like at 35. It's still very well controlled. The coatings are obviously very good. Here we can see, if I open it up from f16 all the way to f2, how it looks in regards to controlling that flare. It does a pretty good job, considering this is a strong light source aimed straight down the barrel. So I think the coatings and everything like that Sigma are using on this lens is obviously doing a very good job. If I now move that torch around, you can see at the different f-stops here how susceptible it is to flare. Close and straight down the barrel, it's still maintaining some good level of contrast and things, and not completely blowing out, so it's pretty good when it comes to resisting flare. In terms of nice flare that you can get, I think it depends on the f-stop here in terms of what you're looking at. It tends to clean up a little bit better if you stop the lens down to say f4, f5.6. Things tend to look a little bit nicer when it comes to the flare, and you get a little bit less sort of reduced flare, not too ghosty, and it does a reasonably good job.